The Student Governing Board opened the floor for public comment and discussion about the new parking system and proposed a new resolution at the September 27th meeting. After suspending member reports, Student Government Association President Blake Bailey opened the floor to Director of Public Safety, Kurt Holden.
I want to talk about what parking was prior to the changes. Parking prior to the changes. So if you lived in the village, there was something called a village permit. If you lived in Forest Lane, there was something called a Forest Lane permit. If you lived in College Park, there was something called a College Park permit. If you lived in the woods, there was something called a woods permit. And every single one of those permits only allowed you to park in front of your residence hall. You were not allowed to park on main campus. So those untraditional students that lived at the village that had young children, they had to drive their child to daycare, then drive all the way back to campus, park their vehicle in housing, then catch a bus to main campus in front of Millette. Not even in front of the building that they went to class. That is not student-centric. What we've done is that we've now allowed all residential students who purchase a permit to park anywhere on campus. Because you live here, you should be able to park wherever you want to park. Also, there were certain parking lots. Some of those lots that you see by right call that have all those yellow spaces, there's over 2,500 yellow spaces here at Wright State University. You could not park in any of those spaces prior to these changes. If you parked in those spaces, you got a ticket. And then what happened, that's why we have that big giant lot 4 out here. We have a lot 4A. So, and then we have reserved spaces that were only available to staff and faculty only. So with these changes to put students first, we have eliminated all those different passes. And if you buy a pass where inflation is at the highest it's been in 40 years, we dropped it 20%. Greg Sample mentioned that we're losing hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue to ensure that we can make parking as affordable as possible here at Wright State. It was going to be $200 and possibly should have been raised like other institutions have been doing all around the state of Ohio. We dropped it 20%. 95% of parking now is available to everybody, not just staff, not just faculty, not just this person and that person. And then of course the next thing is, well, what about these rowdy spaces? You know, what's the point of the rowdy space? Well, we wanted to give the option that was never available to students, a reserved option. To eliminate without giving you an opportunity at it is unfair to the student. To give you an option at purchasing something that was never available for you to purchase and drop it 40% only shows that we wanted to try to put this first to students. That's why we offered it to students first. We have sold over 200 of these permits. And after the first of the year, when staff and faculty are eligible to purchase them, we're going to sell well over the 450 spaces. The phone calls, the emails, the things that come into the customer care center and parking services clearly show that. How can we truly say the 3 R's, recruitment, retention, and relationship, and saying that we're student-centric and student-first by having all these different permits, all these different passes, making it $200, making it more expensive, telling those that choose to live on campus, you can't even park on your campus, stay in front of your apartment. That is not student first. And so those are the changes, and those are why we've made those changes. And so, and I've also, discussed this with President Bailey, that because it's a student-centric, are the rowdy spaces, perfect in all the location lots? No, but this is a brand new thing. And so what we're going to do, because it's student-centered, I've already told President Bailey, we plan to work with student government to help us see where those might be in the next fall, so that they can even be that much more available. And then also what we've done with parking is there's 2 additional parking spaces parked out in lot 10. They're called DAV spaces. It's for those students who are veterans that may not have been approved through ODS or through the VA to have an opportunity to park closer. The of course, breaker spaces as well have, of course, help those students who may not have ODS approval, state approval to be able to park close to campus for those accessibilities.
But one question real quick, if we had kept the previous policy in effect, what would parking look like on campus?
Students would be parking in lot 4A, that's why that's there. Because you couldn't park in the 2,500 yellow spaces that are all around campus. Those reserve spaces that are out there or were out there, you would have never had an option to even have an opportunity to even purchase that, even if that was available. Parking would have been worse. And with us being a commuter campus as well, our commuters deserve to park in any parking lot and in any space that's here on campus and have the ability to try to purchase any permit that's available. That was never an option for these changes.
Okay, and then thanks for that answer. Also, I'll look for any questions real quick from both SGA and Phyllis.
Does the inclusion of these rowdy parking spots assist us in having the rest of, I guess, our standard parking prices be lower than they would without the existence of these spots?
No, this was an opportunity that pre-COVID, okay, there were a lot of students that had to park in the back of lot 4, lot 4A, catch that bus from another center parking lot 8 or parking lot 20. That's why that bus center or shelter's there in lot 20. That's for parking for students. That's not okay. Because students would catch that bus down there and they would come to main campus and walk by 2,500 yellow spaces. Look, that is inconvenient for sure, right? And so what we've done is that there was a reserve permit available to staff and faculty only. Before we'd even think about getting rid of something, why wouldn't we offer that to the student first and then also drop it 40% for you?
The next public SGA meeting will be held on Tuesday, October 4th at 7 p.m. in the Student Union Atlantis room. For more information, visit wsuguardian.com.